Sorry about that. Now you can hear me. I accidentally just said, "Hey, Justice, it's Friday," and realized that my microphone was muted. The red button. Anyway, as I said, today's Friday. As usual, I'm going to give you my presentation for this week. That is what I did, what my life has been about, and small things like that. I'm also eating breakfast, so if I happen to start eating again, anyway, so last week we went out, not we, you went out and you were in a tent and you had people complaining about humidity and everything like that. And then earlier on this week we had a heat snap where it was 3 days of 90-degree weather. And I know before you start making fun of me, it's normal for you, but we don't have an air conditioner, first of all. So there's that. And second off, it's not normal for us to have 90-degree weathers in September. Generally, we have 70s, 60s, kind of in that range. It's comfortable weather, not, oh my God, why is it so hot weather? Um, so that happened, and yesterday it finally snapped. We had rain for most of the day yesterday, I think all day until like this morning. And so that's kind of what happened in that aspect. Anyway, so as everybody has probably mentioned, because today is that day again, over the years, you and I have talked a lot about the 9/11 terrorist attacks and what has happened to us and how it affected us. And I know that I've mentioned many, many times what I remember, as you have, and we've talked about it just kind of in a general sense. It's really weird to think that there are kids in high school that never had to live through that. That was 15 years ago, and that, there are many children out there that don't even remember what happened. But it's one of those things. I just wanted to mention it because it has been 14 years, not 15 years. It's been 14 years since the attacks, and it affected all of our lives in some profound way. Some more than others, honestly. Uh, some people had to go to Iraq and Afghanistan and Kuwait and Qatar and all those places because of what happened. And it's just kind of it's one of those things that affects all of us in some way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna have a short moment of silence just to kind of remember the people that died because I've been to the memorial, and you don't realize how many people it was until you look up and see the names on the side of the fountains. So I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a short moment of silence, and then we're gonna move on with everything else. So I got that out of the way. Figured that I had to do that because it is September 11th, and it's kind of one of those big things. And anyway, back to your question. I have been to. I need to find a word. I have been in the outdoors in a tent. I have done that about like 3 to 4 to 5 times in my life. We've gone up to the Michigan Peninsula, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where you have to cross over a bridge and you're pretty much in Canada. Now, you think I was in Canada from where I was at in Toledo? No, you are definitely in Canada when you get up to the Upper Peninsula. Um, so there's that. And then I've been there, and I'm pretty sure I used the C word. I hate you. Anyway, I've done that, and I've also been to um, South Dakota. We've been in a tent there, and that was the time that I went in Michigan was the time that I first had a s'more that was a legitimate, fully made thing. I was like 10 or so, or maybe younger. I don't remember. I was young. I was little. I want to say I was like between 5 and 10. I know that's a 5 year gap, but still. Anyway, and then the second time we went to South Dakota and we were in a tent there, and that was an interesting experience. It was really interesting because I woke up freezing cold the next morning. Like, you don't realize how freezing the mornings are until you go out camping someplace that is like that. And I use the C word again. I hate you. Um, but my cereal's getting soggy. I've also been in my backyard in a tent many times, as well as in the basement. But I don't really think you count the basement too well. I've pitched a tent. I've done that kind of stuff. I've made fire. Uh, I've uh, made fire. I've made fire. Yeah, that's totally what I wanted to say. I've made campfires and things like that. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do, just because I've only done it so many times. It's one of those things where you don't get to do it often, and I enjoy that. It's just an enjoyable experience all around. Anyway, I think I owe either 20 or 30 cents to P4A now because of you. Dang you. Your word of the week for next week is memorial or memory. I think that will be better. Because I'm curious, maybe like what's your fondest memory or something like that. We'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. So anyway, I hope that you have a nice week, and I will see you on Monday.